Hey, this is JP with Central Idaho Mountain Weather. It's November 6th, 2024. Looking at some fresh snow on Boulder Peak. Looking pretty big contrast between the valley floor and the mountains. Certainly melting off down low with that sun. And if you're still enjoying this broadcast, we ask you to do a one-time donation or even better, sustaining membership to keep this rolling. And if you need a little pick-me-up after waking up this morning, unfortunately, we will have some pretty cold temperatures to start out the morning, but we are looking for at some sunny skies today, tomorrow, Friday, and probably into the beginning of Saturday. So temperatures are going to warm up throughout the week, getting back into the mid to upper 40s. And yeah, high pressure is going to be here till Saturday, so enjoy that nice weather. All right, looking around at morning temperatures, we are in the teens in Ketchum, lower 20s in Haley. Over in the Sawtooth Valley, we are in the single digits. It is pretty cold up there. Looking at the satellite reel this morning, big area high pressure to our west, just a couple of clouds spilling up over this ridge here, spilling up over into this ridge. We got this closed low down in the fourth corners that are just pumping out snow into Colorado and that region. And a couple other lows up in Alaska. This one up here is going to be our snowmaker for the coming weekend. It's forecast to come through Sunday. Right now, for this time frame, we have a slight chance of risk of heavy snow. We'll take anything we can get at this point. Looking at the 500 millibar charts, kind of hopping into long-term forecasting here since there's not really much to talk about. This is looking at the euro, so keep your eye on this low up here. As it comes down the coastline, we're pretty much just sitting in high pressure all week, like I said earlier. The timing with this and location is still kind of up in the air. Looking at the euro, this is looking a little weaker, and I believe it was looking colder. We'll look at that in a second. But you can see it arrives a little later. It's going to be Monday afternoon, whereas the GFS has this thing. Let me speed this up a little bit. Has this thing arriving Sunday night, and it's a little bit more of a setup to what we saw out of the last few storms, where we'll be getting anywhere from 5 to 10 inches in the mountains. I kind of don't want to talk about how much specifically just because it's so far in the future, but just to give you an idea of what we're looking at. This is the GFS model runs for the Bigwood Basin. You can see quite a big spread. The closer these lines are all together, you can notice like today they have pretty good they're all together, showing that they're pretty good certainty that it's going to show the weather it's depicting. But here, the further we have the spread, the more uncertainty. And you can see that between the GFS and the euro. The euro is showing a lot warmer temperatures, where the GFS is showing a lot cooler temperatures. So where that elevation line is going to really factor if this is going to be snow or rain. This is going to have some southwest flow to it, so I think that's probably why the euro is hinting at more of a wet and warm storm. Whereas looking over in the Stanley Basin, it's looking colder for both models, which is good. The amounts are quite more significant, so that's going to be good as well. So looking like snow, it's still very scattered on when it's going to hit up there and how much it's going to hit. So we'll just keep an eye on this as it gets closer. Looking at some storm totals. So this is for the euro. So you can see it doesn't hit till Monday pretty much Monday afternoon into the evening. And to Tuesday, we'll just play this out to here. So it's mostly hitting the sawtooth area with anywhere to half an inch to 3/4 of an inch of water, much less in the Wood River Valley side, barely picking up a tenth. Now look at quite the difference between that and the GFS. So the GFS by the same time frame rise a little earlier. We'll just play this out to the same thing on Tuesday. And you can see quite a bit different coloring. The Wood River Valley gets hit a lot harder. It even has this weird swath coming through from the Smokies over into the Pioneers of an inch of water. That's kind of seems like a little bit of a fantasy forecast. But you can see a lot of the western mountains are all picking up about an inch. So quite a bit of discrepancy between the two different models. If you're still listening at this point, leave in the comments. It's Vale's fault. All this is Vale's fault.